morning, Chamber members. Welcome to Monday Minute for February 24th, 2020. I just got off a conference call this morning with the Canadian Chamber of Commerce and the network across Canada. The conference call, of course, was a follow-up to the rail blockades and discussing the announcement that Teck has withdrawn their application for approval of their mine site in northern Alberta. And the first comment that came from the policy gurus there is that it's a serious day for the Canadian economy. And so the tone, of course, has been somber, a bit somewhat somber. The first thing I would report to you is that this has been an ongoing group of discussions. The policy folks in Ottawa met or had a conference call with the major business groups this morning in Canada prior to our network call. And they're going to put a joint statement out this afternoon. I think there's 48 now of them that are involved in the discussions and have signed on to the letters of interest to the Prime Minister. One focus of the discussion today was how does business get to be a partner in the broader issue of economic and project development in this country. We know that business has to be at the table, the investment and the dollars they're putting in to help grow Canada's economy. So that was a focus on how Canada can ensure that the business community is involved in those discussions. That was a big point. And this last couple of weeks with the rail blockades, talking about the long-reaching impacts, and that it will take not days but likely weeks if not months to get the backlogs of freight and everything moving. So this is not over yet, I guess, in that sense, and so there certainly will be some long-reaching impacts for many. There were several chambers on the call who spoke about the challenges they're having in their own regions of the country with shortages of food, of fuel and so on, and it was hard to hear some of that. The other thing the Chamber spoke about today is all of the contacts they've had with their international counterparts and the concern and the comments being made that why would we invest in Canada? You know, it's very troubling concerns that investment will not be coming to this country because of the regulatory challenges, the environmental challenges, just the whole environment currently around getting projects done. They moved on to discuss the Teck Frontier Mine project where the proponent has withdrawn their application, as I said, for regulatory approval. What will be the impact of that decision? We know the Alberta folks talked at length about preparing their statements to go out about it. And the impact that it'll have on contractors, on jobs, on any number of supply chain people. The biggest, I think, issue that came out of the call this morning was that Canada's regulatory process is broken, and that the politicization of the process has really led us to where, in many cases, we are today. And that the government needs to think in more broad terms on many fronts, on reconciliation, on business included in the discussion, on the environment, on Canada's reputation abroad. I mean, there is a lot of significant issues at play, and there are lots of serious people needed at the table to have those serious discussions. So I just wanted to provide you an update on that, and as we hear more, we'll certainly keep you involved. I know that you'll hear about some of it on the news, with the blockades apparently in Ontario, folks being taken away from that site. So we certainly will hear more, but there were many concerns from across the country on the impacts of this, what's been going on in the rail challenges there. So I hope you have a great week in business, and I hope for many of you, you're not impacted. I know that our own swim club has been impacted. There's product that can't get here for a purchase that they wanted to make. So we hope that everybody has a great week in business, and we'll talk again soon.